Alpha, and we'll see whether or not they're able to strike as we load on into Champions Select to start off our day.
Tons of respect on towards Assassin, who did well on that LeBlanc yesterday against AHQ. Gave the rest of AHQ a hard time, so for sure they want to take that out. Looks like they're going to be focusing a lot in the mid lane, which gives a more comfy laning phase, perhaps for Nesty, who has been struggling for the past 2 games so far in the PCS.
Yeah, so no LeBlanc, no Zoe. Meanwhile, Alpha, they've learned. They said, all right, no more Aphelios. We saw what happens when Aphelios gets played.
Got out twice.
He
I
got
still
out of,
can't believe
yeah.
it.
And like, Axelson went like, what, 9-1-9 or something
Yeah,
on
it
the
was
buddy?
legendary.
Yeah, he was legendary. It was actually ridiculous. So don't give Aphelios over to the enemy team unless you're like playing big brain right now. Let's see here. Renekton banned out. Makes sense. Rock did end up... I believe Rock actually likes to play rather aggressively. And Renekton has been so popular in the PCS. Now, to be fair, half of it has been played by one person, and that's Rocky. But no Ornn ban on the side of Alpha, so does JTeam just go ahead and pick this one up, or do they prefer to, you know, maybe get the marksman? You want to get that misfortune getting locked in here before anything else. You know what hasn't been banned, though? I don't see a Senna ban.
I don't see a Senna ban. I don't see a lot of jungle bans as before, so there's a ton of open Opal. And that means, yes siree, they're taking away Senna right off the bat. Which means, again, there's a lot of jungle options in comparison to what we've seen so far in the PCS. Not the no Olaf or Elise ban this time around. But then again, Hana didn't do so well on the Elise as far as I recall. And meanwhile, we're going to be seeing catch-up once again in the Lee Sin.
Alpha, they're going to give over this? All right, so they pick up the Kench. They don't want to give the hyper safety scaling, you know, composition we saw Liab try to do last weekend over to JTeam. They also locked in the Lee Sin, but guess what? You give over the Ornn. That's like that's like 2 S+ tier champions right now that have been almost banned like non-stop in the league. So JTeam right now off draft they're loving this, I think, at this point. Pair that up with something like an aggressive jungle early on. They want to try and lock that one in so it doesn't get banned out. And honestly, I think JTeam so far in this draft are very happy. Yeah, get the Rek'Sai. There you go.
This is a pretty yummy draft coming from JT. At least you do secure your mid game, your team fights looking pretty good already. But as you said earlier, at least they deny the Tahm Kench safety bot lane for Lil V. But I'm pretty sure there are a ton of available support still that would make Lil V safe. That's going to be the Varus, the second time around in the PCS.
Yeah, Varus getting locked in here for Alpha. Get some extra CC. Meanwhile, let's go ahead and take a look toward our next set of bans. There's the Misfortune ban.
Yeah, probably assuming that it still can be flexed in the support role.
Yeah.
So they don't want to be a little too confident, so might as well remove that.
Real talk, if she actually goes into the support role, it's just the funnel with an extra 80 carry. Like, sure, you don't have any safety with like a tank or like a hyper like tank support or something with a lot of utility, but you know, it still can be used. Let's see though. JTeam getting rid of the Mordekaiser. Again, the Mordekaisers here in PCS have not all been that great, personally. Hanabi had a good one yesterday, actually. I'll give him that for Talon.
Yeah.
A decent amount of support, though. We find the Mordekaiser's been a bit targeted when it comes up into the top lane. And the Pantheon, once again, getting a ban here. So that's kind of going in line with what we're seeing globally as far as the Pantheon bans go.
Yeah, and it makes me wonder what else is there for Nesty. I mean, he did pick Garen, Sylas, and Pantheon before, but Sylas and Pantheon's gone. Yeah, Aatrox. We're not going to be seeing Rock on the, on the Gangplank anymore, so Aatrox.
Could still be flex mid.
Oh, that is true.
Aatrox mid is still a thing,
that is true.
You need some AP in this composition, like unless you're going AP Varus, but you know, who knows?
Who knows?
I hope we're not going AP Varus.
Would be fun, but again, this is the second game of Alpha Esports, so it is going to be a support Senna paired up with the Ezreal. Lil V this is going to be the third time Lil V is going to play this, and obviously has shown amazing performances. The Ezreals in the PCS has been amazing so far, Opal.
He's had a couple of really good performances on it so far. Even in the one loss they ended up having, Lil V looked like he was trying to carry his bloody team across the finish line. Oh, baby. It's a Nocturne. Oh, are we getting Nocturne mid? Someone call Vedius. Oh, baby. I think that is a Nocturne mid.
Yeah, yeah.
And oh, okay. It could also be an Ornn mid and a Nocturne
And
top. It could. It could.
JT is spicing things up here in the PCS. They have so much spices now.
All right, so Alpha, I think you respond with something range, something with some utility in the mid
Yeah.
lane. CC, yeah, Orianna, that's good for
Nicely
them.
done.
Pair that up with, say, Varus ultimate if you can lock down a couple of members. Should do quite well. I want to know, though, where the hell is this Nocturne going, is my bigger question.
And before Senna mid.
I don't think so. All right, so I think they're actually going to run the Ornn in the mid lane.
Yeah.
Again, they could always lane swap at the beginning of the game, too, and technically it will go mid. But for now, it looks like Rest is going to be the one rocking the Nocturne, at least in top side of the map.
I am liking this, Opal. I mean, we've seen... The only time I've seen JT very confident is their game where they had a Garen mid and they were running all over the place. And this could be a similar situation where they could just mess up Alpha Esports' momentum and just let them run all over the place, just like what Resurgence did. And it's quite possible. They have they have the Nocturne to be everywhere as well. They've got the Ornn to try and perhaps maybe visit bot lane. It's going to be a little bit slow, but it works. But they do have the Kench though on Alpha Esports'
I just
side.
think, honestly, JTeam level 6, we're going to see some fun on that top side of the map.
There's so much global.
Honestly, I expect level 6 Roam coming out from Rest once he's able to get that. Maybe they can try and get a kill quickly on Assassin and mid, maybe translate that into a Rift Herald.
Yeah.
We'll have to see, though. We're going to go ahead and load on into the Rift here. Of course, it is day 2 of week 2. First game underway. JTeam on your blue, Alpha on your red.
All right. First game of the day. Let's see if they decide to just go standard here. JTeam obviously not going standard today, as they do have almost all the power picks that has been open. They have acquired. And now we're going to see Cat Jug on the Lee Sin for the second time. We'll see if it's going to be a different story, as he wasn't able to really maximize that on his match against HQ. This time around, at least you do have that combo with Assassin. Put the ball onto Cat Jug, get that burst in with the Shockwave, and perhaps it's going to work out. You are up against a melee champion in the mid lane, and just one dash for mobility to at least try to maneuver away from danger, but that's it.
Lil V going to go with the Lethal Tempo Ezreal this time around, opting not to go Conquer. It's been kind of 50 in spring here. Seeing a lot over in Korea, the Lethal Tempo. I think also some of the guys down in OS mentioned that they've been seeing it pop up over the Conquer. Let's see here. Alpha. Trying to be a little sneaky. They're thinking. You know, you can hear the heavy breathing from afar, and they're going to walk in onto a ward. It is a Rek'Sai, so you're going to try and deny that red to try and slow down her path. We'll see whether or not Hana actually wants to stick around. Woody and them are also here. This is very similar to what we saw last time around. Is Kachuk, he ends up safeguarding. Oh no, ST's nearby. Oh, the rest of the team is coming down. Rest is still not in top lane. He wants to go in onto a fight, and that's going to be a level 1 skirmish here from both sides. I don't think anyone's going to go down. There's not really any form of hard CC, but a little bit of a scuffle here on early as Rest decided, hey, I'll just stick around, but he's going to be missing out on that level 2. At least.
Yeah, I actually thought that, I was confused a little. I thought Rest was going to be the jungle at that point when he was porting back, but Hana is the jungle. Hana is the jungle on the Rek'Sai, so I don't think he's going to miss out too much. He was chunked. I think it was Rest who was chunked out a little bit. So the forced teleport will be the exchange versus Rest on Rock. No summoners were used except for Kino's exhaust and as well as that teleport coming from Rest. So a pretty interesting exchange of the first few minutes of the game, Opal.
I liked how Cat Jung ended up safeguarding to his teammates and ended up rooting all of them. He's got to be careful. We talk about mid-jungle synergy with the rest of the team. He's just trying to make sure everyone's part of the fun. Ward on the Raptor count, though, is going to keep track of this Rek'Sai. It is a full red side clear, though, so it's going to hit level 3 right away after this Raptor camp. That does at least give JT a little bit of knowledge, so Rock can... Alpha gets a decent amount of knowledge. Rock can actually push in that top side of the map pretty well. Catjung can also look to try and answer him possibly, as we already see the ping coming out. He's actually going to go away from his Raptors. I think he just wants to contest Scuttle right away.
Yep, Suri, as Hana will probably try to circle around. Very sneaky, probably trying to assume that there's going to be a ward. No, never mind.
It goes over. Let's see. Can he actually get the knock up there? Flash engage comes out. Rock going down extremely low, and that's first blood going on to the Rec side to start things off here for JTeam. Catjung. Questionable. I like that he was at least trying to go for the Scuttle. I don't think that was priority, though, because you're against the Rec side. You know that she was pathing up towards top side based off the Raptor camp ward. And now bot lane, oh no, Atlan's going to get taken on down, as that's going to be another route as well. Kino underneath, flash on forward, double kill coming out onto the Ezreal.
Woo, bot lane JTeam being smooth. And right now, they even get double kill all on towards Lil V. Really nice routes coming from Woody. This is a great start for JTeam. Even getting first blood and then suddenly action in the bottom side of the map. It is quite difficult, despite Atlan having the range from that Varus to try and poke farm from far away. That W coming from Woody is just very scary.
Now, so we're going to look here at how this all-one started. Atlan's already been poked out decently in lane, has barely any mana, and honestly, I think, yeah, he's just too far forward. Like, at this point, he's way too far forward.
Yeah, exactly. And even despite using that flash, not going to be enough. And as well as the exhaust from earlier was used, so I think it wasn't available at that time. Not very sure if it's going... Yeah, it's still off cooldown.
Yeah, it's still on cooldown.
On cooldown, rather. Yikes. So Atlan forced to use a teleport at this point, and...
That's a rough start, though. Now you're going into a lane already. It's 5 minutes with a Shen. Not Shen.
Sheen?
Sheen. I realize Sheen and Shen are just different pronunciations of the same word. Sheen has an extra E,
They both have swords, at least. So.
But both, like...
No, wait, no. Sheen is a sword.
Yeah, the Sheen is...
Shen has the sword.
What if Shen is just actually, like... It's like a darkened sword, and it's Sheen.
That's...
Got rid of the E. That's
next level lore.
That's the big lore. And that's only a League of Legends theory. Oh, boy. But, yeah. That's now not a fun lane. Mystic shots are going to do a decent chunk of damage already early on, and oh boy, Catjung is just being scouted through his jungle at this point. Hana able to actually see where he was with the tremor sense. So full control down toward JTeam. Up in top side. Level 6 hit for Rock. Rest will get his level 6, I think, on the next wave.
Yep.
As he rushed the Executioner's Calling, just trying to limit the amount of healing that Aatrox will do in lane.
Yeah, this is going to be the second time where we're going to see a priority on towards the Executioner's Calling. And especially against Rock here.
Ooh, Rock doesn't have Flash. He had Flash, he probably could have went for that, but it looked like Rest was looking for the Spell Shield. He actually had already used it. Bot side, though, that is going to allow JTeam to actually go ahead, pick up the Mountain Drake. They're on a ward, but not a whole lot Alpha can really do at this point, and they're going to open up a small gold advantage of about 1,000 gold here at 6.5 minutes.
Yeah, really nicely done control ward being placed at that brush there on that blue side. So they definitely know where Catjung is going to be.
There we go. Rest going to jump on in. He gets the chains on down, and that's able to do enough as now Rest has to back off as Rock looking for the play. Catjung nearby. Only going to get the knock up. Do they actually go in for the dive? Here we go. There it is. Resonating Strike is going to connect. Spell Shield is there. Catjung able to tank the tower as well, and they're able to pick up the kill. Nesty nearby, level 6. Does he actually hit it? A little awkward on the place. Oh no! The knock-up hits, and Catjung gets taken down by the towers. JTeam are able to respond.
The next level plays by Nesty there. Oh my, oh my. Actually managing to hit that as he was Catjung still eating tower hits. I mean, it was perfect because no one was there. No one nearby was there. So the that dive was just perfect towards Rest, baiting out that initiation from that Nocturne. And it's actually pretty clean. Q hits, boom, actually canceling out the ult, but it's totally fine. But Nesty though, this is beautiful.
Yeah, Nesty, he gets the good prediction there. A little bit of a slow doesn't hurt too, and luckily the tower just killed the last minions.
Yeah, the two caster minions.
He's like, wait a sec. I have no more minions. Possibly going to translate that now into a Rift Herald up on the top side of the map here. JTeam was still only a small advantage, but you can feel that tempo starting to increase in their favor. As Alpha here are going to swap over that blue buff to Assassin. Still some deep vision also coming out from JTeam.
Yeah, that control ward has been around for, I think, the past 2 minutes or so, 3 minutes. So
yeah,
still hasn't been spotted.
Yeah, I think when Catjung showed up in topside, they pretty much just invaded into the jungle and put that one down. So good knowledge gathering coming out of the bot lane as well to help the rest of the squad. Mid lane here for Nesty. Now, I would usually say, you know, Nesty, what's going on? What's with the CS number? He is an Ornn into a Orianna.
Yeah.
It's not like it's a fair matchup as far as CS goes. He's only down, you know, 30. But
he
still, you'd like to see that number just creep up a little more.
I know I've been sort of tunnel visioning on that ward, but Atlan and Kino passed through that brush.
Oh, come on, guys.
And I was expecting at least, you know, someone would have spotted the ward, but I guess not. Anyway, I mean, it is pretty tough because, you know, Lee Sin would just probably go Q towards the wall and not pass through that brush. And if he's not a little bit careful, he'd probably not drag it towards that side because, you know, you just want to give it to your mid lane. So, Catjug going to clear that Krugs for now. Let's see if he's going to rotate at top side as Flash is still not up for rest.
Rock here's pushing in. Assassin's looking maybe for a roam as well. As he comes on over, depending on where he goes. Rest, yeah, he's already running. Or does he stay? Well, if he stays, he might be in a little bit of trouble. Meanwhile, bot lane, though, is going to be immediately pushed here by the side of JTeam. They drop down Shelly and should be able to actually get that other turret plate before it goes down. So nicely done up in top side. Still looking for a dive here on the side of Alpha, but bot side, yeah, that tower's going to fall here quite shortly on the next wave if no one's careful. They're also going to get a little bit of vision down as well as steal away some of the camps in the jungle, and Catjung's not going to have a lot to deal with. Catjung is still in top lane, by the way.
He is. That is tough, because I think what Rest is doing is trying to stall the wave as well.
That's all he's doing. There we go.
There's a dive.
Dive in bot side. Here we go. Ends up using the ultimate. Wants to jump right on back in. Going to get CC'd on down, but still, Catjung almost getting killed. Still, that's another kill going on to the Lee Sin. You'd rather see that gold go on to the Aatrox, and well, he's only getting assists at the moment. Meanwhile, mid lane, ST is getting harassed quite well. But bot side of the map, Lil V is starting to get heavily accelerated now by picking up that tower.
Yeah, we were expecting a lot on towards Lil V, especially towards the mid phase of the game where he's just going to hurt like a truck. But you're right, at this point, Catjug getting a 2-1-0. Let's see if he can just translate that or donate that somewhere in the map, as we can see that Alpha Esports' bot lane has already been pushed. I mean, I guess at least if it's going to be shoved in your lane, at least you can probably have a safer farm for yourself, but then that leaves you less control over that dragon side as well. So it's going to be a little bit tough for the bot lane, Atlan and Kino.
We'll see Rest continues to push out. Control ward also down for Rock, actually, in one of the brushes, just in case, you know, there was a sneaky Rek'Sai coming through. Alpha, keeping track, though, of Hana during this time. And Alpha are going to try and get themselves their first dragon of the game, going to be Infernal. Let's see here. Does JTeam try and answer this? Hana over toward the side. That's going to be over. Here we go. Contest 50-50 goes in favor of Alpha. Let's see, though. Atlan still alive. Going to try and get the poke on down. It's not going to follow on through. Hana is waiting for his tunnel cooldown to come on through as Rock then TP's back to the bot lane. Now still a decent amount of resources thrown just to get an Infernal Dragon.
That's true. I mean, they did still have control. They didn't have to lose any sort of any lives whatsoever. But now we see that bot lane is being pushed. But we see Nesty doing the protection. Hana looking for a gank on towards Rock. No vision over there, so I don't think Rock knows.
He's got to have an idea, possibly.
Yeah.
The Ezreal just showed mid and then moved up the river, so I think Rock is maybe a little concerned there could be someone nearby. Instead, though, Rest is just going to head on back to base. Hana, Lil V, Woody also here.
Uh-oh.
Assassin seems to be the target. Woody ends up popping his Shroud. still inching around the corner. I think they were hoping Assassin would be a little more aggressive with his push. Instead, though, gotta be a little bit careful. That Orianna is 2 levels above the Ezreal and has the Lunes complete. It's pretty farmed up, so it's made up a little bit of the difference when it comes to the kills. And Assassin gets another plate here in the mid lane. It looks like they've rotated Nesty actually all the way down to bot. He's still got teleport, though, so he'll probably come back to mid, possibly. Unless he's gotten to the point where it's just too much abuse coming out of this Orianna. He just doesn't want to stay anymore.
Yeah, he's going to be staying there forever. At least you have Lil V farming up the mid lane safely and not having to worry, as you do have that safety arcane shift handy. And at least all you have to do is worry about Atlan and Kino, who's all you have to do is just stay under tower at this point and soak that all up. Plates haven't expired yet, so there's still a lot to take, as, of course, just as I mentioned, it's now gone. Yep. Rift Herald, though, is about to spawn soon, so now JT has this top side prioritized.
Rock. They're coming for you, bud. Let's see. This is Woody show. Lots of pings coming out. Here we go. Dive. Being armed, looking to try and get that on over. It's going to be the Rek'Sai tanking up here at the moment. Rock going to get a little bit of damage back, though. Even with now Lil V up here on the top side, I don't know if it's going to be enough. Rock is just waiting this time out. Almost able to get another CC chain on there. This is such a awful little bit of damage. Oh, no! Assassin ends up walking into the root, and he's not able to. Still, JTeam, Katjong, he's looking. He picks off one. Can he get another? Not able to get the kick on back. But now another teleport coming out from the side of JTeam. Hello, it's going to be an Ornn, and they want to say hello to join them on the party. Exhaust being blown. Assassin ends up eating the True Shot barrage. He's got to be a little bit careful. Lil V trying to get a little bit of damage. Shockwave comes through. Unstoppable, though, comes out from the Ornn to prevent the CC. And a rather extended chase up in top lane ends up netting each team a kill in the end. I would say JTeam had it was a risky dive there. I have to give shout-outs. I do believe it was actually, oh no, here we go. Zenith ultimate coming on out, Hana jumping on into the fray, and Kino's going to get taken on down.
All right, so that trade was very extended. I really thought that JT would have survived that. Woody has fallen from the chase with Katjug eliminating that Senna. At least it did result into a Rift Herald take. At least they can open the map a little bit more, as they haven't really destroyed any of the towers from JTeam. Let's take a look at that replay once more. Kind of curious what happened to the teleport. Was it Varus? I think it was Atlan that wanted to teleport.
Yeah, I think Alan tried to teleport, but he was right beside the Ornn, so I think he just ended up getting stalled out.
And then just try to walk instead.
That's the only thing I could come up with. So you can't cancel.
You can't cancel anymore, yeah. Boop.
Oh, there we go. Katjun just tags him. He tried to go for the kick on back, didn't have flash though, and then again, another re-engagement where Nesty's like, I'm an Ornn, I want to help myself too. An Assassin, I think he overstayed a little long here. He ends up not going down, but it was still rather risky.
Yeah.
Ooh, last frame there, actually. Nesty was rather lucky to get that off in time.
Yeah, probably wanted to get one more kill with that Shockwave in, since Assassin is quite painful already. Since they practically won that one, as JT was forced to fled. At least they got a Rift Herald out of that. Hana gets an execution. And it was, yeah. It was Atlan. Just wanted to figure out what happened there. As you're right, it's probably Nesty who canceled Atlan, as he's the only one who was nearby that time.
Oh,
Next dragon.
Teleport comes out. I do believe that's Lil V, actually. Rest still making his way. He's down below Alpha. Oh, flash engage coming out from Alan. They really want to get onto Nest. He ends up using his ultimate in response. Nice chunk of damage coming in through. Rest has his ultimate available. Doesn't have sight, though, and he's not able to pull the trigger. Again, another Nocturne ultimate just used for the utility. Skatchung, got to be a little bit careful. He's able to get over to safety by using one of the minions to jump on over. Hana now below Alpha in the Dragon Pit. It is a Cloud Drake, so both teams would rather like to have this as, let's see, Alpha are going to go ahead and try and start this one up. Tunnel cooldown will be available for the Rek'Sai if they want to try to go in for a steal, unless Hana and them want to try and find more. Dragon taken here by the side of Alpha. Nesty trying to cut them off with the escape, looking for the knock-up. Decides not to pull the trigger, and Alpha are able to claim the Cloud Dragon with no casualties.
Nicely done by Alpha here, as they're not the type to just, okay, Dragon, then let's engage, because they know that they're in an awkward spot. They don't have the chains anymore coming from Atlan. All they had to do was just secure the Dragon, and that was the correct play. For JTeam this time around, a little bit of hesitant. They were a little bit hesitant there, but it's only because they've already pulled the trigger with Nesty on his Ornn ult. So I think both of them already had used their resources near that jungle area of JTeam. So it's quite understandable that they'll just try to fight another day once they've have all their cooldowns up.
Take a look at your gold totals across the map. Bit of a disparity starting to form there in the mid lane. It's about a 1,500 gold lead in favor of Assassin. Honestly, that's pretty much the big difference here, because otherwise, gold is only 1,000 in favor of JTeam.
Yeah.
But for Alpha, it's a little bit concerning that everything's getting piled in onto this Orianna, and Assassin's just... what tools do you have? You pretty much have a Lee Sin that can deliver that ball. Otherwise, you're pretty much hoping for JTeam to make a mistake, especially the Ezreal.
Which is quite hard to catch.
It's quite hard. If he's got Arcane Shift, he's not going to be likely to get caught out by a Shockwave.
Yeah.
You're also going to start having the Ornn items come in, the ornaments, where you have the Abyssal Mass upgrade. Trinity Force will likely get upgraded as well. Oh, you can upgrade the Black Cleaver on the Nocturne. So they're kind of saying here, there's going to be a decent spike. Now, if they get caught out like this, Woody might be in a bit of trouble. Katjung, though, cannot finish off the kill. He's going to try and go for the flash around, trying to get around the Ezreal. Unfortunately, he's not able to. Rek'Sai ultimate. Not going to be pulled here on the side of Hana, as he's going to let him live with his life. Didn't want to dive underneath the tower, and Rock ends up having to use a teleport because of that trade.
Very sneaky, but unfortunately JTeam, Lil V was just around the corner, wasn't able to burst Kino, or rather Woody, as expected. And Assassin might be in trouble here. Nope.
He gets over to safety.
Oh,
Shockwave. Oh, Assassin, are you okay there? Buddy, here comes the Nocturne. Boom! Orianna's taken off the map.
I have a feeling, like, we see Katjug trying to do a solo kill, and as well as Assassin. Totally understandable, because you are 3-1-0. You want to take advantage of all those kills, all those gold in your pocket and your damage. But at the same time, I feel like Assassin wanted to get something out of that despite facing 3 members.
I don't think he needed to, though. He ended up giving over his bounty. Priority on the map was lost as well. Now JTeam get themselves a turret. Let's take another look here, because honestly, like, what do you gain out of this from using that ultimate? Did he assume he'd reposition the ball? Well, he gets a decent chunk onto Hana. I understand
Shockwave?
it.
Flash.
Okay, it's a flash at least. So if he actually hit that, it would have been a 1-for-1, but at this point, you cannot be, you know, a third of health in mid lane at that point, because now you're just going to have a Nocturne that goes, wee, to the map and says, yeah, you're dead.
Exactly, and at this point, you've got a lot of thick heals already coming from the Senna, so when they want to do tower dives at this point of the game, they're going to be confident, and I don't think they're going to have suffered any sort of losses, especially that Shockwave has already been used. So there's no outplay potential, air quote. ALF, of course, they do want to take advantage of what they've been building so far during the early phases of the game. Again, Katjug getting most of these kills. Do want to search for that pickoff, but since the laning phase is sort of over, it's hard to get those pickoffs coming from that Lee Sin pick.
Well, we're going to have Cloud Drake join us back onto the Rift in about a minute. We'll see whether or not Alpha want to try and reposition for that. JTeam, though, they'll have a free push in bot lane, so they're going to have priority into the jungle.
Honestly, what I see here right now, since there's no cleanse on Lil V, there's still no QSS. For me, the perfect team fight would be Atlan flashing in for a chain of corruptions and just bursting Lil V down, since he's the most fed and he's the scariest one, like almost 100 CS over Atlan at this point. So that is the perfect scenario. I mean, we saw Atlan do that, except it was towards Nesty, which isn't your primary target here. Okay.
Top lane is just going to be the fear that you're not able to go for the dive. I think, though, Atlan, he has to save his flash.
That's true.
Like, he can't use it to engage at this point. Atlan ends up using flash. He's likely dead. Like, even with the Kench, he can only devour you once in a team fight. If they stagger the abilities, Atlan goes on down. Now, to be frank, there's a lot of damage, though, on the side of Alpha.
Yeah.
Even if Vars is taken on down, they still have, you know, the Orianna, which has been able to farm up. You also got a Sin and an Aatrox. There's still opportunities here for Alpha, and I think that's kind of what they're waiting on now as they say, all right, we think we have the better team fight in the late game. This is kind of what happened with the AHQ game where they fell behind a little. They're like, all right, you know what? We're going to try and stall out as much as we can. They only given over their second dragon of the game to JTeam now, so they still have another couple rotations, another 10 minutes before, you know, the Cloud Soul becomes an issue, and then you have to look toward Elder Drake. I think that's kind of the plan here for Alpha. They want to try and stall it out as much as possible.
And I think they're doing a great job while searching for opportunities to make picks here and there. As long as the thing that happened in the mid lane earlier, death timers are going to be very, very long as the game progresses. So for sure, at this point, it is the standard League of Legends time with a little bit of cat jug trying to make picks here and there.
Standard League of Legends. Pretty much playing ARAM right now, mid lane and top lane actually, as Assassin's gone up there to actually clear it out. Rest on this split push Nocturne, by the way. He's not been really touched for the last 5 to 10 minutes now. He's made his appearance in mid. He got his first kill. Yeah, you see, this is the issue.
I'm scared.
Atlan does have flash. He is also right near his Kench, so I think he should be fine.
Oh, there they are.
Oh, here it comes on through. Call the Forge God comes out through, as well as a stopwatch being for hello! Oh no! Atlan! He ends up using the teleport on the tower. He's right beside. Oh, that is tragic and a bit of a misplay.
Oh no. Oh no. Beautifully executed though by JTeam. Just waiting a little bit and just crashing down towards Atlan. And now that they don't have an AD carry, they do have some sort of wave clear. Really nice wave clear coming from Assassin.
But he's all the way back at base.
Yeah, he was already been chunked to half HP. Kino.
Jumping in. Kino,
oh my
another
word.
shot.
Lil V doesn't have True Shot Barrage, so.
It's soon off cooldown.
Yeah.
Again, they did get that free Cloud Drake. Let's take another look here, because this is like as best as you could do as Alpha. You get the Devour off in time, and then you go into a stopwatch to prevent the CC. Like, honestly, gotta commend Kino trying to do his best, and then he fat fingers his flash and teleport at the same time. And unfortunately, nothing the Shockwave can do.
I mean, because he was teleporting, he stood still and therefore was open for the Senna ult for the finish. So that is quite unfortunate for Atlan there. But at that point, it was a thick skill shot. Not sure if he can walk away from that one either. But at this point, now that the mid lane is gone for Alpha Esports, and now they do have to reset and be careful about those death brushes, which he didn't walk into. It was basically JTeam being very sneaky. And they can keep doing this. JTeam can keep doing this with all their, as well as the Nocturne here with Rest. Huh. Gold lead is not humongous, though. At least it's not humongous.
It's a 3,000 gold lead, but we do have to remember is the item efficiency is going to start ticking up in favor of JTeam just because they have the Ornn upgrades. You already have the Abyssal Mask upgrade. Trinity Force has been upgraded. The Black Cleavers, I think, have yet to be upgraded on the Rek'Sai or the Nocturne. I think they're going to be waiting at least. But still, those items also, in theory, you could tack on another 5 to 1,000 depending on the item. So JTeam's lead and power are a little deceiving right now, just based off the numbers.
It is. It is indeed. And that's why JTeam is just ultimately scary at this point. And now, pressure. Catjug has been farming, which
he's on top of a ward right now.
Yeah, he's on top of a ward. And the next dragon's going to be spawning soon, and JT has complete control over that map. I truly believe that tower, that first outer tower in the bottom lane, is just a huge problem as waves keep piling in Alpha's direction, and therefore they have to keep tabs on that. Therefore, it's kind of hard to keep control on the barren part of the map. Alpha.
Oh, here we go, jumping over the wall. If they take down the Tahm Kench, then there's no savior for the rest of the team as they're both going to get taken down. Both bot lane is completely taken out. Nice stopwatch coming out from Lil V. He's able to survive the shockwave. Clean pickup here from JTeam. And if you're Alpha right now, it's starting to get a bit concerning because now JTeam can easily go on over to the Baron.
Vision is crazy for JT. They have complete vision control, and Alpha Esports just had zero information. This has happened for the second time, and this time it's not a tower gone. Oh my!
Assassin.
Boop.
One more.
Almost.
Oh, close, but no cigar.
All right, Rock.
There's no, unless Rock has a miracle steal, I don't think it's happening. There you go. JTeam are going to be able to pick up the Baron for themselves, find them 5,000 gold ahead of Alpha. I want to see, though, how that all got set up here in the mid lane.
Yep, no vision whatsoever for Alpha
They're so
Esports.
far
So close and so far forward on towards the walls. Just practically very clean setup by JTeam, and that's going to be a double kill. And all the stopwatches, actually. We've got one stopwatch for Lil V already, and that's why it's hard, even though you no exchange whatsoever. It was a surprise attack again.
For me, the biggest thing so far has just been the vision control coming out from JTeam.
Yep.
It's just been so much better. And honestly, a big one, like, look at Cat Chung's ward score. We don't usually use this in-game metric all that often.
Yeah.
But when it's this low, as a jungle Lee Sin, by the way, where you naturally just get wards because you ward hop,
Yes.
that's concerning.
It's concerning.
Very concerning.
I want to point out as well, lots of sweeper, lots of like the vision score as well for Woody.
Well, look at JTeam as a whole. They
That's
all
true.
have a control ward. They all have vision available to each other.
Maximizing your inventory. Let's go, JT. They don't have vision on this part of the jungle just yet, as Alpha Esports has cleared that out, at least in the inner parts of the jungle.
There's also now we've hit the critical state where there's no stopwatch available for Assassin. He actually went for the charging item to try and get a massive amount of AP during a fight. So he's got no stopwatch. Rest could just jump in if he wants to, and here we go. Ornn is going to find two, and there it is! Assassin assassinated by Rest instantly, and now Rock's caught underneath the tower. Two-shot barrage ends up fanning onto the shot here from Lil V, but still the tower is going to fall with the Baron of minions. Alpha looks like they're going to have to concede likely the inhibitor tower unless, you know, they decide to go for a fight. It's still a 4v3. Alpha trying to do their best to clear out the wave. Here comes the engage, though. Double knockup from the Ornn, and it's going to be two members taken down. A double kill onto the Ezreal. And with this minion wave, that should be the end of the game here for JT.
JTeam with confidence and just not allowing Alpha Esports to do whatever they need to come back into this game. JTeam, lots of confidence. I really, really like it. In terms of draft, in terms of gameplay in this particular match, me likey.
There you go. JTeam find their second win of the season, bring their record to 2-2 at a 50% as they're able to take over the victory on Alpha. Alpha, unfortunately, in their first two showings, for me, it's a bit of a mixed bag. It's personally, I'm just not impressed with Cat Chung right now. Unfortunately, I wanted to see more action from him. He tried a lot in top lane. Also, the itemization from Assassin. I don't get that. That is the whole reason they just died in that fight. There was no opportunity to come back in that fight because he didn't have stopwatch.
That's
at like
true.
35 minutes against a Nocturne. Like, we just saw it. Rest is like, oh, yeah, I have GA. Oh, I'm going to ult. And Assassin can literally do nothing.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Assassin having a comfortable lane because he was in that matchup against Nesty, so it's always he had that really big CS lead. But at the same time, he wasn't able to do to translate that into anything towards the other lanes and help the other lanes because basically, what do you call this? People are everywhere as well coming from JTeam. So I expected a lot from Assassin, but unfortunately, we didn't see much.
Pretty much had a free lane to farm. Like,
exactly.
He's not going to get kills on the Ornn likely, but like poor itemization is an excuse. That's always the thing that's going to irk me. I don't get why you don't have a stopwatch 35 minutes against like a Rek'Sai, against a bloody Ornn that's going to be using Call the Forge God. Like, sure, you have a Kench on your team. It doesn't really matter though. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of these highlights. This is actually one of the first little surprise bushes that JTeam used just off the Tremor sense.
Whoop. Yep, sorry. It was just very very clean here as the rest of the members from JT are already there anyway as they were trying to juggle between bot lane and as well as mid lane. And it's just Alpha Esports in defense mode, there's not a lot of escape tools. You can't really rely too much on the Tom Kents to just devour you. And that is unfortunately one of the main weaknesses of having a Varus pick. So it was difficult. And JTeam, what a win. What a win for them. Just, I love their draft, Opal. They surprise me every single time. Okay,
well,
so
look at the damage, little V. Oh my god. That's disgusting. Okay.
it is absolutely disgusting. And for me, now I'm looking like, why? Like, going back to the draft, there were so many things open, right? There were so many things.
Yeah, you could have had the Senna.
They could have the Senna.
Oh, no, okay, they could have had the Ornn. I
Okay,
think that's
yeah,
the
yeah.
biggest one.
Because Senna was the first pick.
Senna was the first pick, so you could have got the Ornn. And like Atlan too, you're a poke Varus. You should be doing more damage than 4,000.
That's true.
Yeah, I think it mainly just came down the draft here and a bit of some just poor play. And is it hard to argue who this MVP is going to be? Like, I would love to give it to the Nocturne just for the sake of giving it to a Nocturne. But no, it's going to go on over to Lil V on the Ezreal 7-0-4 with the 11 KDA.
Comp-wise, it was just, like, I mean, understandable why Atlan couldn't have done any sort of damage at the later stages of the game, because you just gotta press R, get that hard engaged in, no chance to poke whatsoever with that Q. So, before anything happens, he has already fallen into battle.
So, congratulations over to JTeam off their victory. They now tie their record at 2 games apiece, which is going to be great for them. They still have another game to play today, and that one's actually going up against Resurgence. So maybe we'll see some funny business from JTeam. Maybe we see the Garen mid if they're feeling that confident.
I want Nesty to not repeat a single champion in this split. And I think it's possible.
Like, even if he's like actually falling behind PCS in like every matchup by like an insane amount.
It doesn't matter if he's going to do the team fight. It's going to be fine.
Oh boy. Well, our next matchup, of course, is going to be Machi taking on Nova. So you'll have to wait for that. Okay, Riku, you won't be able to see Nesty try and do anything. He probably will.
He will.
At this point, they might just.
I'm confident that he will.
Against poor Resurgence. Poor Resurgence have had themselves a bit of a rough split. Let's the first 3 days here of PCS, it's been a bit rough to say the very least. I know Cabbage was a active supporter of the team.
Resurgence, yep, he is.
And then on Twitter, he's like, "What happened, guys? You guys are making
like,
me look
never mind.
You guys are making me look like a liar." Oh boy. Well, of course, we'll have to see whether or not Resurgence is going to be able to bounce back. But we still have another game coming up. It's going to be Machi taking on Nova, so don't go anywhere. PCS will be right back.